If you're unfamiliar with the Wilson Center, it was established in 1968 by an act of Congress to serve as a living memorial to President Woodrow Wilson. We aim to bridge the gap between the world of ideas and the world of policy, and we are a nonpartisan institute for advanced study and a neutral forum for open, serious, and informed dialogue. The Center for Peacebuilding International has coordinated this delegation from Nepal who is here for a professional exchange program this week. The director of the center is one of our moderators, and I will allow him to further introduce the Center for Peacebuilding as well as our speakers and the delegation. Saji Prelis is the founder and executive director of the Center for Peacebuilding International, as well as the coordinator of the Peacebuilding and Development Institute at American University, and I'll turn it over to him now.
Good morning, and thank you so much for being here. Thank you, Sarah, for the introduction and also for hosting us. Thank the Woodrow Wilson Center for having us here today. My name is Saji Prelis. I'm from Sri Lanka. Like Sarah said, I wear two different hats. One is directing this small NGO called the Center for Peacebuilding International, which primarily focuses on youth affected by conflict or natural disasters. But one of the elements within that is how to work with youth and mainstream them into a political process of largely defined peace processes. The other hat I wear is directing the Peacebuilding and Development Institute at American University. But this program here with Nepal, we've had a relationship in Nepal for several years now, and through that, working with the various youth organizations and youth movements, this program came to life through those interactions, and with a partnership with one of our local organizations called Media Forum for Research and Development, we were able to, despite the challenges, try to bring together a very diverse group of participants here today for this week at least. And some of the delegates you will hear when they introduce are recently elected Constituent Assembly members, as well as years of experience in civil society leadership as well, from the grassroots level up. We've had challenges because this is a very new process for Nepal, and they have their own schedules and challenges they're experiencing, and we experience that trying to bring them here. But through those challenges, we've had them here for the last week, and in this week they've had the opportunity to meet with folks at the State Department, meet with folks at USAID, and also have discussions around youth and the role youth can play in this emerging political process as well. I'm also joined by my colleagues, Homraj, who will help frame the discussions today. But the points that they have discussed throughout the week, the delegates have been on the constitutional process and this fuzzy thing called federalism, which we are trying to understand and they are trying to embrace in a country that is emerging. So it will be. I'm really looking forward to the presentations today on that. I'd like to take a minute for the delegates to brief some of the delegates, at least, who are not speaking, to introduce themselves, because we have 8 people in the delegation, and we have 3 of them who will be speaking. So if I can ask my colleague Michelle to pass the mic around for them to briefly introduce yourself with your name, an agency, and your constituency you're representing, so to say.
Thank you, Saji. Namaste and good morning to all of you. My name is Pawan Raya. As you have seen, like a small bio on the table outside, I am representing a small NGO with a diverse kind of work on youth issues. The name of the NGO is called Youth Action Nepal, and I'm the president of Youth Action Nepal, and currently I'm also holding a position secretary on one of the Association of Youth Organization of Nepal, which is also called as ION. I'm also the youngest member of this delegation, and I hope today we had a very good interaction, and if there is any questions, we will love to hear that questions. Thank you.
First of all, good morning, everybody. I'm Mohammadi Siddiqui. I'm Constituent Assembly member. I'm also social and human rights activist. I have started my journey since 17 years ago. I'm also grassroots worker in midwestern part of Nepal. I'm also I was a Amnesty International member. I was also municipal board member and South Asians for Human Rights Bureau member. But now we are joined and elected the CA member in the behalf of the Nepali Congress, and it is the most important period of the in this period of the Nepal for the Muslim women's the right of the political right, economic right and social right. And also we established the organization focus the Fatima Foundation for the Muslim women, but we are included all women in our organization, and I'm struggling to include the right of Muslim community and also Muslim women, included all women in the new Constitution Assembly, and I'm also Ashoka Fellow 2006. Thank you so much. Khuda Hafiz.
Namaste and good morning. I am Tej Prasad Dakal, representing civil society. I represent the organization Media Forum for Research and Development and other organizations. And particularly I work for the capacity building and facilitation of the organizations, professionals and community groups and peoples in Nepal. Thank you.
Good morning everybody. My name is Gansha Paudel. I am a journalist. I am working in Kantipur Television. Thank you.
This is Bhim Bahadur Tamang, an activist, political activist since the beginning of 1960s. Then holding the position of Nepali Congress, Central Working Committee member. Thank you.
Thank you for those introductions. I neglected to welcome folks who are joining us from Nepal who are also watching this, as this is broadcast live over the internet as well. So I want to say good evening to the folks who are in Nepal joining us also. Just to get off the ground, I would like to now introduce Homraj Acharya, who will be helping to moderate this event and also frame some of the discussions. And he'll also help translate some of the presentations as well for you, since some of them might be in Nepali. Homraj Acharya is an education analyst at the Mayor's office in Washington, D.C. Homraj has been a member of the USA Executive Board since 2007 of the Alliance for Democracy and Human Rights in Nepal, advocating for human rights for Nepali people, irrespective of caste, political views, or creed. He is also a member at large of the American Nepal Society for 2000-2004, fostering greater connections and understanding, connecting the Nepalese and American cultures. Mr. Acharya is a poet, writer, literacy activist from rural Nepal who founded the grassroots nonprofits Books in Every Home and promotes literacy in Washington, D.C. Please allow me to welcome and introduce Homraj.
Thank you, Shaji. Basically, we have three presenters today from Nepal. Two of them are members of Constituent Assembly, and then one is a member of a development community. With that, let me introduce Dr. Prakash Sharan Mahat. Prakash Sharan Mahat is central member of Nepali Congress Party, and then he was also a former Minister for Foreign Affairs, and then also was member of National Planning Commission, and then he was also part of the peace process when the Maoists were coming to the negotiating table. And then he has a PhD in economics, and we are very happy to host him here. With that, please give him a hand.
Thank you, Mr. Acharya.
Then we have the Honorable Ms. Kiran Yadav. Ms. Yadav is also a member of the Constituent Assembly of Nepal, and then she represents the Nepali Congress as well as Madhesi community. And then she is also the Central Committee member of Nepal Women Association, which is a sister organization of Nepali Congress, and then General Secretary of Mithila Women Society of Nepal, and then Ms. Yadav is also the niece of the current president of Nepal. And then we have, with that, please welcome Ms. Yadav also. And then Dilli Chaudhary. Dilli Chaudhary is president and founder of Backward Society Education. It is one of the largest grassroots organizations in Nepal. It has about 200,000 members. And then Dilli's work is based entirely on grassroots level, empowering people, communities, and then he represents the Tharu community. And then he is also a leading figure in Nepal in terms of working with the bonded labor and freeing the bonded laborers. Because of his work, Nepal government actually passed a law a couple of years ago freeing all the Khamayas. So we are glad to have Dilli here, and Dilli was also a former Ashoka fellow. He has received so many international awards for his service to the Nepalese community. Please welcome Dilli. With that, we will have an opportunity to hear from them. All the speakers will have 5 minutes to introduce themselves and then sort of talk about a little bit your ideas. And then after that, we'll have some specific questions, and then we'll open up for discussion. With that, Dr. Prakash Mahat.
Thank you, Mr. Acharya, for this opportunity. Thank you, Wilson Center and Center for Peace Building. I will basically focus on the evolution of peace process. We don't have much time. Briefly touch upon that issue and challenges that lies ahead. Actually, people around the world are watching Nepal, the way the peace process moved forward in a short period of time. But it was a very difficult transition. Still, there are a lot of challenges, a lot of questions, a lot of doubts how it will move forward. I think we completed first phase of transition, but more difficult transition is yet to be completed. Just we have started that the next phase of transition. Because of King's ambition to become an absolute monarch, that brought mainstream political parties who believed in democratic values and Maoist party who believed in Maoist ideology and one-party rule together. I think in that sense we will give credit to the monarch of Nepal for this. Otherwise, Maoist party was basically not only they were targeting the state machinery, they were also targeting ordinary people and people who belong to other parties. So basically for 10 years, most of the party members were displaced from the villages. Despite that, because King thought that this is a right opportunity to grab power, since mainstream political party was ruling through election, they were facing this enormous challenge of insurgency. So he thought that this is the right opportunity to grab power. But that brought Maoist party and mainstream political party to come together to face the challenges posed by the King's absolute rule. So that is how you saw this April revolution, where close to 5 million people turned out in the streets of Nepal. Given the size of population size of Nepal, I think it was kind of unparalleled outpouring of the people in the streets. So that brought, even though this process, peaceful demonstration was led by Nepali Congress, UML, and other mainstream parties who were in the parliament, Maoists were not yet open, and they were in the background, shadow. Actually, people are even saying that what Maoists couldn't do through bullets, they were able to achieve through the other parties who led this peaceful revolution. So, in that sense, I think there are a lot of questions about how this process should have a model and how we should have move forward. One more point I want to bring regarding this peace process was we were able to negotiate with Maoists, and we had a peace accord. I was part of the team which worked for the peace accord. And there are a lot of points that Maoists should have followed and respected, but they didn't. But mainstream party led by Nepali Congress thought that it was a big transition from them, from being a party we believed in violence, use violent means to achieve their goals. So to transform themselves into a political party is not a easy one. Therefore, we are very much lenient about this peace accord itself. There are a lot of issues, a lot of things that Maoists were expected to fulfill. For example, they have captured a lot of properties, private properties. They later on come out with a paramilitary organization called Young Communist League. They were basically terrorizing the people in the rural areas, and they were not basically respecting the rule of law, even after they joined the government. But again, we thought that probably it will take time for them to change themselves. Because of this situation, the election result was, for many people, was surprising, for outsiders as well as for the people inside the country. But in many ways it was not surprising, not because they were very popular, but because situation in rural area was such that people were fearful. They had this fear factor very much ingrained, internalized, and they were very much active in the rural area, especially in the last days of election, saying that whether you want old ways or you want to live peacefully. So you have the choice. So in the surface, looking from outside, during the election day, everybody felt that what a wonderful election. Everybody is in line, you have pictures, videos and things like that. So it was a wonderful election. For inside, fear factor was playing a big role. Even the agents of the other party will not speak, even if there is people, voting for several many times, single person voting like that, nobody will complain. We had a minimal security situation. Military was not allowed to come out because of the peace accord. There are Maoist insurgents who were in the camp, and the military, they were also in the barrack. Otherwise, in the past election, military used to man those election booths, but that was not allowed. So because of that, there are minimal security, only 2 policemen with just a stick in one polling booth. So there is no way that they can ensure safety to the people. In that situation, the election result was, though we knew that it is not a case of any surprise, because people were not allowed to vote freely. And minute after the election, some international observers led by President Carter, he thought that what a wonderful election just by moving around few booths in the Kathmandu Valley, which is the city. So everybody followed, international community. Once Carter Center, led by, respected President Carter, everybody followed the suit. And being the party in the government, so we couldn't disown the election, which is conducted by parties like ourselves. So in that situation, now Maoists turned out to be the largest party. Despite that, they have 29% of the vote. But in terms of seats, they have 38% of the seats, because you have proportional election. At the same time, you have direct election, because they are able to get more seats through the direct election. So this is how now the Communist Party of Nepal, Maoist, turned out to be the largest party. We don't mind them being a largest party, but what we suspect and what we have doubt is about whether they will transform themselves into a democratic party who believe in rule of law, respect individual freedom. That is our worry. But because of the pronouncement from the present Prime Minister, who was the leader of the Maoist Party, who is the leader of the Maoist Party, oftentimes what they are repeating is, we haven't abandoned our goal, which is basically, when you said the Maoist Party, there is one party rule. Just yesterday, he also given, I think, interview to the BBC saying that I think we should make a constitution which will pave the way for the goal they have set, that kind of pronouncement. So that is worrying people in general and parties who believe in democracy. I think that is what challenges that we have facing in the near future, which is constitution making, whether we will have a democratic constitution. Even if we have democratic constitution, whether they will be able to overwhelm the whole state and combine with their own paramilitary type of structure, party structure, static structure. They will be, even if there is an election, after you have a new election, whether it will be an election which is free and fair. So that is the type of the question, that type of doubts that people are having right now in Nepal. There are, I think, 3-4 issues that is related to constitution making, and which is basically, also about how Nepal will go forward. One is the issue of, they have still, despite they are in the government, they have parallel army of 19,500 in the camps. They were not, in the peace accord, it says that they will be, there is 2 options, rehabilitation and integration. Integration will be based on the standard norms, that they should fulfill the standard norms of the existing security forces where they are integrated. But their approach is they wanted to integrate the whole forces without fulfilling the norms, standard norms. So they are not focusing on rehabilitation, since they are also in the government, so they can do anything. They are the state, they are the government, and they are also rebel. So that is one challenge. If that happens, then whole state machinery, state security forces could be politicized. Secondly, they are also, they have this paramilitary structure, YCL. They are now all over the country saying that whatever economic transaction that goes, unless you pay fee, the commission, they will not let anybody to work, whether you are doing a fair job, fair work. So that is the kind of challenge that will have a big reflection on the government, that will have big reflection on the how other party will behave. A party will can work in that atmosphere. So these are the challenges which will also have a reflection on the constitution making process. Second challenge that we have is about the federalist structure itself. That is, I think, one of the most probably serious issues which may delay the constitution making process itself. There are other issues probably will be able to pass together. Even Maoists may agree on, they also use democracy, this and that. In practice, they may not do that when they are in power. But in terms of putting those things in the constitution, they may not disagree because they also don't have two-third majority. We need two-third majority to make a new constitution. So, but this issue of the federalist structure is a very serious issue. There are conflicting demands. There are demands from different indigenous community have their own state. But problem with Nepal is we have different groups, so many different groups, 62 indigenous groups. Other than besides there are other groups, and they are not in one enclave. For example, right now Nepal is divided into 75 districts. Even in 75 districts, only in 5 districts there are one indigenous group or other is in majority. Even if you divide Nepal into 75 districts, only 5 districts will have, whether you give whether you say province or whatever, only 5 districts will have one this indigenous community having majority of the population. So there is no alternative to living together in this federalist structure itself. So questions, our focus should be more on how rights should be delegated to those provinces and local structure, not about who lives there. So that is the kind of question we are grappling with, and how to reconcile with the kind of this recognition for identity. There is no doubt about it. There is no can stop now from recognizing those community. We already have that proportional representation, 60% proportional representation based on ethnicity, and 33% already we have women in the Constituent Assembly, which is nowhere in South Asia and many other countries. Even if you compare globally, not many countries has that kind of women representation. And we have proportional representation from all indigenous groups, as well as from Maoist group, people living in the plain area with so-called Indian origin. So I think in terms of representation, we have made a very inclusive Constituent Assembly, even though it is big. But framing a new constitution, especially focusing on, especially related to this federal structure, is a tricky one, and we need to be very careful about it. So I think challenge before Nepal is about whether, a challenge of this absolutism, totalitarian tendency, the Maoist feeling that what we couldn't achieve through guns, probably we can achieve through ballot, though it may not be the ballot which is where people are allowed to exercise their votes freely. So that is the kind of challenge that we have, whether we will end up being a country where one kind of absolutism will pave the way to another kind of absolutism. But thing is, Nepali people love freedom, and they will not, I believe, they will not let this happen. Let this happen, and I think international community, together with enlightened Nepali people who believe in freedom and democracy, will not allow to pave the way for a new kind of absolutism. And in that sense, I think we should not be that much pessimistic, and we will have a democratic future. But I think international community also should watch carefully, and the local stakeholder should make sure that they should not trample upon the rights of the people, individual freedom, right to pursue their own, occupation, right to property, and right to individual freedom and press freedom. In the last, 15 years, one of the things that was commendable was the press freedom in Nepal. We have now more than 100 FM stations in Nepal. There's so many TV stations, private TV stations, and so many print media that was flourished. That is one reason why the kingship could not survive, despite all his efforts to, clamp down on press freedom. I think in future also, I think press and media is one area which
we can address those issues during question and answer session.
Very, I think, important in terms of preserving freedom and democracy in Nepal. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Presenters, please, be aware of the time, and we can address a lot of issues during the question and answer session. People have a lot of questions. So with that, Kiran.
Namaste and good morning. म नेपालीमा भन्छु र होमराजजीले त्यसलाई
You will speak in Nepali and then I will try to summarize.
सबभन्दा पहिला त यहाँ उपस्थित सबैजनालाई मेरो धेरै धेरै के अरे नमस्कार र यहाँ अब धेरै मान्य व्यक्तित्वहरू हुनुहुन्छ, खास गरेर राजदूतहरू, भूपू राजदूतहरू देख्दैछु, उहाँहरूलाई मेरो धेरै नमस्कार र यो ठाउँमा आएर मलाई यहाँ बोल्न मैले मौका पाएकोमा मैले सबभन्दा पहिले त सिपिबिआईको डाइरेक्टर मिस्टर साजी प्रेलिसलाई धेरै धेरै धन्यवाद दिन चाहन्छु। उहाँले गर्दा नै म आज यहाँ आएर बोल्न पाइरहेको छु र उहाँको पुरै टिमलाई म धेरै धेरै धन्यवाद दिन चाहन्छु र यहाँ उपस्थित सबैलाई मेरो फेरि एकचोटि नमस्कार र मेरो साथीहरूलाई पनि। म अब सुरु गरौँ, म खास गरेर के अरे यो हाम्रो संविधान सभामा म एउटा मधेसको रिप्रेजेन्टेसन गरिरहेको छु। मधेसको पनि महिलाको मैले प्रतिनिधित्व गरेको छु। त्यसले गर्दाखेरि अलिकति भन्नुपर्ने मेरो देशको बारेमा जुन कुराहरू थियो, मेरो सिनियर दाइले धेरै कुराहरू भनिसक्नु भएको छ, राखिसक्नु भएको छ। सायद उहाँले अरू टाइम पाउनु भयो अझै भन्नुहुन्थ्यो होला, भनिसक्नु भएको छ। त्यही भएर म अलिकति मधेसमा केन्द्रित रहेर कुरा गर्छु, मधेसको बारेमा र मधेसी महिलाहरूको बारेमा म कुरा गर्न चाहन्छु यहाँहरूको अगाडि। अनि खास गरेर यो जनआन्दोलन 2 पछाडि जुन एउटा चेतना आएको छ पुरा देशमै, नेपालमै, त्यसले गर्दा त्योभन्दा अगाडि महिलाहरू नै होल महिला, नेपाली महिलाहरू मा चेतनाको धेरै नै कमी भएको पाइन्थ्यो र यो आन्दोलनले गर्दाखेरि महिलाहरूमा धेरै चेतना आएर अहिले महिलाहरू पनि हरेक कुरामा अगाडि बढ्नुपर्छ, हरेक कुरामा पार्टिसिपेट गर्नुपर्छ भन्ने एउटा महिलाहरूले पनि बुझ्न थालेका छन् र त्यसैको एउटा के अरे कडी हो आज नेपालको अहिले जुन करेन्ट इलेक्सन भएको छ त्यसमा संविधान सभामा महिलाहरूको प्रतिनिधित्व अहिले 601 जनामा 197 महिलाहरू आउनु भएको छ, हरेक क्षेत्रबाट, हरेक समुदायबाट, हरेक जात जातिबाट।
Basically, she would like to thank all the participants, and then she is glad to see some of the former ambassadors to Nepal from the United States. And then also she was saying that most of the party and politics related issues were mentioned by her colleague Dr. Mahat. So she is going to talk about mostly Madhes issue and specifically Madhesi women's issues. And then in that, she was saying that during and before the revolution that happened in April, and then last 10 years of insurgency and so forth, a lot of people after that, a lot of people have, that political process has made a lot of people aware of their rights. That also in the Constituent Assembly, there are out of 601 members, there have been 197 women participants in the Constituent Assembly at the moment. So that is a good political gain, and we are moving towards positive activities in Nepal.
मधेसमा खास गरेर मधेसको महिलाहरूले एउटा राजनीतिमा पनि आउनुपर्छ, राजनीतिक सोच राख्नुपर्छ, हरेक कुराको हरेक प्रब्लमको के अरे छिनोफानो राजनीतिबाट हुन्छ भन्ने एउटा जुन कुरा छ, त्यसलाई मधेसको मानिसहरूले भन्नु, महिलाहरूले र मधेसका अरू पनि मानिसहरूले, पुरुषहरूले पनि त्यो राम्ररी बुझेको जस्तो लाग्दैन थियो हामीलाई। र त्यसैको परिणामस्वरूप यो तपाईहरुले के अरे यो आन्दोलनभन्दा अगाडि कुनै पनि पार्टीमा मधेसको पुरुष होस् या महिला होस् एकदम औलामा गन्ने खालको प्रतिनिधित्व हुन्थ्यो, र त्यसमा पनि महिलाहरूको त हरेक पार्टीमा एउटा दुईटा यस्तो मधेसी महिलाहरूको प्रतिनिधित्व हुने गर्दथ्यो। तर अहिलेको जुन सिचुएसन छ त्यो फरक छ। अहिले आएर आन्दोलन पछाडि अलि फरक सिचुएसन छ। र यो मधेसको कुरा गर्दाखेरि खास गरेर तराई रिजनै भनौँ, तराई रिजनमा के अरे महिलाहरूमा के अरे हरेक जात जातिको महिलाहरू अप्पर कास्टदेखि लिएर लोअर कास्टदेखि लिएर अप्पर कास्टसम्म त्यहाँ पनि अलिकति शिक्षित के अरे समुदाय कम्युनिटीहरू छ मधेसमा हैन। तर जुन खास गरेर जुन सबै कुराको पहुँच नभएको जुन एरिया हो त्यो चाहिँ के अरे मधेसमा पनि दलित छ, जनजाति छ। तिनीहरू मधेसमा अब खास गरेर के अरे मुसहर समुदाय भयो, डोम समुदाय भयो, चमार भयो, तत्मा भयो, यिनीहरूमा चाहिँ पढ्नुपर्छ भन्ने नै कुरा छैन, अहिलेसम्म छैन। अब अलिअलि बल्ल बल्ल आउँदैछ। त्यही भएर मधेसको महिलाहरू मलाई लाग्छ यो हाम्रो होल नेपालको कुरा गर्दाखेरि मधेसीहरू दोहोरो मारमा छन् भने मधेसको महिलाहरू तेस्रो मारमा परेका छन्, मधेसी महिलाहरू। अनि तिनीहरूका लागि अहिले धेरै कुरा गर्न छ। मधेसको मुसहर चमार डोम तत्माहरूमा पढ्नुपर्छ, स्कुल जानुपर्छ भन्ने सोच छैन। त्यो जनचेतना जगाउनु छ त्यहाँ। त्यो लाइफ जुन हजुर
Okay, let me translate that. Basically, the idea is that the Madhesi women need to be able to brought to the politics, mainstream politics in Nepal, and then right now, the process is there, but we need to put more resources and more energy towards bringing them into that. And then a lot of people in Nepal, men were not even aware that the woman needed to be brought to the politics. So even men have certain roles to play so that they can help advance women's cause and then actually encourage them. So that is also beginning to happen in Nepal. Similarly, there are a lot of issues like minority groups talking of Dalits, untouchable caste and so forth. And then when people talk about that, a lot of times people forget about the Madhes. Even within the Madhesi communities, there are people of different castes, and then they don't have awareness that people need to go to school, they have to be educated and so forth. So there is a lot of there are so many challenges to bring those community and then educate them so that they can also have access to the policy level conversation that goes on in Kathmandu.
मधेसमा जस्तो इथनिक माइनोरिटी ग्रुपहरू छ, लाइक मुस्लिम, मुस्लिममा झन् तपाईको के रे मुस्लिमको जुन महिलाहरू छ त्यो महिलाहरू झन् धेरै मारमा परेका छन्। यो मैले जुन मधेसको महिलाहरू तेस्रो मारमा भने मुस्लिम महिलाहरू झन् चौथो मारमा परेका छन्, किनकि मुस्लिममा एउटा आफ्नो उसको मुस्लिमको एउटा आफ्नै ल हुन्छ, त्यो ल अन्तर्गत मुस्लिम महिलाहरू झन् बस्नु पर्दछ। त्यसले गर्दाखेरि मलाई त्यसको बारेमा हुनसक्छ मोहम्मदी सिद्दिकी दिदी हुनुहुन्छ, मेरो सिनियर हुनुहुन्छ यहाँ, उहाँले तपाईहरुलाई के पर्यो भने उहाँलाई सोध्न सक्नुहुन्छ, त्यो सोध्न मन लाग्यो भने उहाँले धेरै।
And then similarly, there are, women from Madesi, the Muslim community. So they are perhaps the most oppressed, and in terms of education, in terms of being able to participate in political process. And then we have Muhammadi Siddiqui here representing that community. She might be able to speak to us on that front later on.
र यो के रे यो सबले गर्दाखेरि अर्को कुरा एजुकेसनको एकदमै कमी छ र खास गरेर मधेसमा चाइल्ड गर्लहरू छन्, तिनीहरूलाई स्कुल पठाउने चलन छैन। हालसालै आएर अलिअलि अब हुन लागेको छ, तर चाइल्ड गर्ललाई चाहिँ छोरालाई स्कुल पठाउने तर छोरीलाई नपठाउने, छोरीलाई घरको काम लगाउने, यस्तो त्यहाँ सोच छ मधेसमा। खास गरेर मधेसको कुरा गर्दाखेरि भन्नु पर्दाखेरि त्यस्तो सोच छ। त्यसले गर्दाखेरि अहिले शिक्षाको एकदमै कमी छ मधेसमा। स्कुल टाढा टाढा छ, एउटा गाउँ 4वटा 5वटा गाउँको बीचमा एउटा स्कुल हुन्छ, अनि त्यही भएर स्कुल जान असजिलो छ।
And basically education is one of the factors that need to be strengthened. And then specifically in Madesi communities, the education for girl child. What happens is that boys are allowed to go to schools while girls are kept home to work and then help in the household chores. So that's one of the challenge. So there has to be awareness raising effort, and then more education to the Madesi girl child.
अर्को कुरा मधेस एरियामा बस्ने अरू पनि जुन पहाडी समुदायको पनि महिलाहरू हुनुहुन्छ, खास गरेर मधेसमा बस्ने पहाडी होस् या मधेसी होस्, के अरे महिलाहरूको प्रब्लमहरू चाहिँ सबैको छ प्रब्लम। उनीहरू पनि एकदम एउटा हुन्छ नि प्रिभिलेज भइसक्या, तिनीहरू पनि छैनन्। त्यसले गर्दाखेरि हामीले हेर्दाखेरि या पहाडी होस् या मधेसी होस् या होल नेपालकै कुरा गर्दा होल नेपालकै महिलाहरूसँग समस्याहरू छ, तर अबको समस्या चाहिँ अलि फरक छ। पहाडको महिलाको अलि अर्को किसिमको समस्या छ भने मधेसको महिलाको अर्को किसिमको समस्या छ, र पहाडी महिलाहरूको तुलनामा अलिकति मधेसी महिलाहरूलाई बढी समस्या छ। यो हुन सक्छ, तर महिलाहरूलाई चाहिँ समस्या चाहिँ सबै महिलालाई छ नेपालमा। यो चाहिँ मैले फिल गरेको कुरा हो, किनकि काठमाडौँमै बस्दाखेरि हामी 75 डिस्ट्रिक्टकै महिलाहरू जम्मा हुन्छौँ। कुरा गर्दाखेरि सबै महिलाहरू समस्या छन्, सबै महिलाहरू मारमा छन्। त्यसले गर्दाखेरि हामी अहिले यो कन्स्टिट्युएन्ट एसेम्ब्लीमा हामी जुन महिलाहरू आएको छौँ, त्यो महिलाहरूले अहिले एउटा सोच बनाइरहेछौँ कसरी महिलाहरूको लागि के गर्दाखेरि हामी उहाँहरूलाई त्यो प्रब्लमहरूबाट के अरे त्यो प्रब्लमहरू कम गर्दै लैजानुपर्छ र उहाँहरूलाई के व्यवस्था गर्नुपर्छ भनेर त्यो सोच बनाइरहेछौँ अहिले हामी।
In terms of Madhes, there are people of Pahari community which are the people of mountain origin, or people the hill people. They also have problems in Madhes. However, the problem of Madhesi women are more ingrained and then difficult to tackle. And then also what we are trying to do at at the policy making level is that in the Constituent Assembly we are constantly raising those issues so that better laws can be created and then their issues can be addressed. So we are working on that.
अहिले महिलाहरूको जुन अब यति समस्याहरूको कुरा हामी गरिरहेछौँ, अहिले कस्तो लाग्छ भने एउटा जुन पोलिटिकल पार्टिजहरू छन् नेपालमा, तिनीहरूले चाहिँ अलिकति सबभन्दा पहिला चाहिँ पोलिटिकल पार्टीहरूको त्यो मनस्थितिमा चेन्ज आउनुपर्छ र महिलाहरूको लागि आफ्नो पार्टीबाट नै यहाँ दाइ हुनुहुन्छ, सिनियर दाइ हुनुहुन्छ, उहाँहरूलाई पनि एउटा सुझाव जस्तो होस् र पार्टीबाट नै सुरुवात गर्नुपर्छ महिलाहरूलाई। के अरे पार्टी लेभलबाट नै महिलाहरूलाई कसरी राखेर सुरुवात गर्नुभयो भने अरूकोलाई पनि एउटा उदाहरण हुन्छ र अहिले जुन हाम्रो देशमा 33% महिलाहरूको जुन प्रावधान भएको छ कन्स्टिट्युएन्ट एसेम्ब्लीमा त्यो एउटा ठुलो उदाहरण भएको छ र मलाई लाग्छ धेरै जसो देशहरूमा यस्तो छैन मलाई बहुत कम 1-2 ठाउँमा मात्रै महिलाहरूको रिप्रेजेन्टेसन यस्तो राम्रो तरिकाले भएको छ र यति नेपाल जतिको त भएको छैन जस्तो लाग्छ त्यही भएर गर्न खोजे भने जे पनि हुँदो रहेछ भन्ने एउटा सिख हामीले लिनुपर्छ र खाली कन्स्टिट्युएन्ट एसेम्ब्लीमा मात्रै महिलाहरूको रिप्रेजेन्टेसन गरेर हुँदैन अनेक लेभलहरू छ तबकाहरू छ त्यो ठाउँहरूमा महिलाहरूलाई चाहिँ राख्दै लग्यो भने मलाई लाग्दैन यो 10 वर्ष र 15 वर्षपछि के अरे अहिलेको जुन सिचुएसन छ त्यो रहला र धेरै नै चेन्ज भएर जानेछ जस्तो मलाई लाग्छ
Basically, political parties need to change themselves, and then they need to change their policies so that women have actual chances to get involved. And then I would also like to recommend to my senior here, she was pointing to the Dr. Mahad, saying that, this is a suggestion that Nepali Congress should also seriously consider in bringing women to the process and then create programs. And then if we can set examples, that would be good for other parties and then the community also. And then the provision in the Constitution that there are the 33% women representation mandated in the interim Constitution is definitely a good beginning. And then it is remarkable that in other countries, a lot of countries, they don't have that kind of thing. So it is a good beginning, and we appreciate that. However, there needs to be more work done. And then one thing is that what we have learned is if we really want to change, if we really want to do things, we can actually do it. So there is room for that, and then the political parties should seriously think about changing their own culture.
अझै पनि मलाई लाग्छ पार्टीहरूले नै एउटा हुन्छ नि क्यापेसिटी बिल्डिङको प्रोग्रामहरू गर्दै लैजानुपर्छ जस्तो लाग्छ र मलाई लाग्छ त्यो महिलाहरूको लागि मात्रै होइन कि पुरुषहरूको लागि पनि एउटा क्यापेसिटी बिल्डिङ प्रोग्राम गर्यो भने पुरुषहरूमा एउटा चेतना आउन सक्छ कि जेन्डर सेन्सिटिभिटीको लागि र इक्वालिटीको लागि जेन्डर इक्वालिटीको लागि जेन्डर ब्यालेन्सको लागि पुरुषहरूमा पनि एउटा चेतना जगाउनु पर्ने जस्तो हाम्रो सोसाइटीमा लाग्छ मलाई त्यो चाहिँ पोलिटिकल पार्टीहरूले गर्न सक्छ हैन अनि रिप्रेजेन्टेसनको कुराहरू छ जबसम्म पुरुषहरूमा चेतनाको अभाव रहन्छ तबसम्म महिलाहरूको रिप्रेजेन्टेसनको कुराहरू चाहिँ यो जुन तरिकाले हुनुपर्ने हो त्यस्तो गरी हुन सक्दैन जस्तो लाग्छ मलाई र
Okay, so for that to happen, for women to be able to participate in politics and then in other development activities, men also have to be trained. They also need to know that if we empower women, we can empower the whole community. So that there is a need for that. So men need to be trained as well. Until we do that, it will be difficult.
मलाई बोल्नु त धेरै कुराहरू थियो अब टाइमको लिमिटले गर्दाखेरि म यति बोल्दै म आफ्नो कुरा यही राख्दै यहाँहरुलाई मेरो कुरा सुनिदिनु भयो त्यसको लागि धेरै धेरै धन्यवाद र केही तपाईहरुलाई उ छ भने मलाई सोध्न सक्नुहुन्छ म जवाफ दिनेछु धन्यवाद
There were many more issues, but we are limited by time. So thank you for listening, and I will be happy to answer questions later on. Thank you. Now, Dilli Chaudhary, please.
I think I will speak Nepali.
Okay. All right.
But just 2 or 3 sentences so you can translate.
Yeah.
Correct? That's okay.
वाक्य भनेपछि रोक्नुस् अनि म ट्रान्सलेट गरिदिन्छु
अंग्रेजीमा भने पनि हुन्छ नि
अंग्रेजीमा भने पनि हुन्छ
समय बादशाह ट्रान्सलेट गर्ने
तपाईको इच्छा
Okay, let's keep moving.
Thanks for everyone. I think thanks for the Sahaji invited us and shared for the Nepal as a politics, women's and development. So I'm oriented with the development development things, what is going on in Nepal and what should we do. I don't know, I speak in Nepali, I speak in English.
Yeah, you can speak in Nepali and then I can...
I think best is Nepali and you can translate.
सबभन्दा ठुलो कुरो अहिले नेपालको च्यालेन्ज भनेको तपाईको एक फेजको कन्फ्लिक्ट सकिएको छ तर अर्को फेजको कन्फ्लिक्ट चाहिँ आउँछ कि भन्ने एकदम ठुलो डर छ सबभन्दा ठुलो च्यालेन्ज अहिले हामीले विकासको लागि त्यसलाई लिएका छौं
The biggest challenge for Nepal right now is that we have just finished one phase of conflict and it seems like there is emerging another type of conflict. So that is going to be impacting democracy and the development process.
अहिले पनि अब अघि के रे डाक्टर महतले भन्नुभयो त्यो के रे युथहरुको अहिले जस्तै वाइसिएल भयो अनि युथ फोर्स के रे क्रिमिनल कुराहरु के रे पोलिटिकल पार्टीहरुले क्रिमिनल कुराहरुतिर धेरै ध्यान दिएको छ किनभने युवाहरुलाई के रे एक ठाउँमा राख्ने अनि त्यसपछि चाहिँ उनीहरुलाई पैसा उठाउने इजी मनी एक्सिस जुन भइराछ त्यसले युवाहरुको कतातिर युथहरु जान्छन् भन्ने एउटा ठूलो डर भइराछ अहिले
So the challenge is that a lot of times that political parties are using youth to advance their political causes. Because of that reason, sometimes they are actually misguided. So that's one of the challenges, and we need to tackle that issue seriously.
अर्को च्यालेन्ज चाहिँ अहिले कन्फ्लिक्टमा धेरै महिलाहरू विड्रो भयो अनि उनी धेरै बच्चाहरू अहिले गाउँ छोडेर शहर आएका छन् श्रमिक बालबालिकाहरू एकदम धेरै माथि बढेको छ उनीहरुको एजुकेसन क्वालिटी चाहिँ एकदम कम के रे खतम भएको छ अर्को च्यालेन्ज चाहिँ हामीले त्यसलाई लिएका छौं
So during the time of conflict, so many women became widows, and then a lot of children they fled the villages, and then the child problem of child labor increased, and addressing those issues and helping the vulnerable population of Nepal is going to be another challenge.
तेस्रो च्यालेन्ज विकासको सँगसँगै राजनीतिमा अहिले जुन गएको पास गभर्नमेन्टले धेरैवटा के रे ग्रुपसँग तिमीहरुको स्टेट दिन्छौ अथवा तिमीहरुलाई थारुवान दिन्छौ मगराट दिन्छौ र के रे तराई दिन्छौ भन्ने जुन हजुर मडेज दिन्छौ भनेर सही गरेको छ त्यसले चाहिँ अर्को खालको कन्फ्लिक्ट निम्त्याउँछ कि भन्ने अर्को डर भइरहेको
So another challenge is that in the past, during the time of the writing of the interim constitution, political parties made all kinds of promises and raised the expectations, saying that we will listen to you, and then sort of in terms of the federalism, that there would be different federal states, that you will have your own type of state and so forth. So this has given different types of hopes for the communities, and then that might not be very useful for the unity of the country. So the managing that expectation and redirecting their the expectation and desire is going to be a biggest challenge on the political front.
र खास गरेर विकासको कुरा गर्ने बेलामा मलाई के लाग्छ भनेपछि सबभन्दा पहिलो हाम्रो टार्गेट चाहिँ हामीले युथलाई गरेनौ भनेपछि र युथलाई हामीले मेन स्ट्रीममा ल्याउन सकेनौ भनेपछि के रे युवाहरू जस्तै अहिले माओवादीहरूले धेरै युवाहरूलाई युज गरेर के रे वाइसिएल अथवा बन्दुक उठाउन सिकाए त्यस्तै अहिले एमआलएले युथ फोर्स भनेर के रे उनीहरुलाई पनि एउटा फोर्स तयार गर्दै छ हजुर तराईमा पनि अर्को युथ फोर्सहरु आएको छ बन्दुक देखाउने पैसा उठाउने त्यस्तो फोर्सहरु आएको छ त्यो हुनाले अहिलेको डेभलपमेन्ट एजेन्सीहरुले बढी फोकस गर्ने एउटा ठूलो एरिया भनेको युवा र महिलामा हो भन्ने मलाई लागेको छ
So what we have seen is that in the development front, that the engagement of youth is going to be a serious issue, because we have Maoist party has YCL, the Young Communist League, and then UML has Youth Force, and then there are so many other groups in Tarai, Madhesh area of Nepal, who are using youth for their own agenda. And then these youths are engaged in extortions, threatening people if they don't give money and things like that. So bringing them and then engaging them aside of politics, sort of giving them other reasons to be involved would be a better way of handling that issue.
र बालबालिकाहरू चाहिँ अहिले सबभन्दा सिरियस इस्यु छ नेपालको। तपाईले अहिले नेपालमा हेर्नुभयो भने प्रत्येक घरकोमा बालबालिकाहरू काम गर्ने पाउनुहुन्छ। दुईटा कारण चाहिँ, एउटा त कन्फ्लिक्टको धेरै उनीहरूको आमा बुवा मरिसकेपछि उनीहरू टुहुरो भएर सहर आउने प्रक्रिया बढेको छ र त्यसपछि अर्को चाहिँ कन्फ्लिक्टले गरिबी पनि निम्त्याएको छ, जुन बालबालिकाहरू पढ्न जान नसक्ने अवस्थामा भएका छन् र हामीले अर्को फोकस गर्ने एरिया चाहिँ बालबालिका र खास गरेर कन्फ्लिक्ट भिक्टिम महिलाहरूलाई बढी फोकस गर्नुपर्छ। गर्यो भने मलाई लाग्छ नेपालको भविष्य अलि राम्रो हुन्छ कि भन्ने आशा चाहिँ देखिन्छ।
So another area of focus that needs to happen is the education of children. And then in Nepal right now, because of the conflict, we have child labor issues. If you go to Nepali houses with the middle class and so forth, you will probably find children working there as cook or cleaning boys and so forth. And then that came because of the past conflict, because they had to flee the village. They had to flee their villages, and then they had to survive, so they had to do something. And then also the conflict victim, especially the woman, they also need to be helped. So the development community needs to seriously think about that and then provide relevant assistance so that children and then women can be helped.
र के अरे आदिवासी जनजातिहरूमा जुन अहिले तपाईले डिफरेन्स ग्रुपहरू जन्मेको छ, उनीहरूलाई चाहिँ खास गरेर डेमोक्रेट फोर्सेसमा कसरी ल्याउने भन्ने अर्को सिरियस कुरो छ। किनभने नेपालमा एउटा बन्दुक उठाएपछि मात्रै पावर पाइन्छ भन्ने कुराहरू जुन आछ, त्यसलाई चाहिँ ठिक गर्नको लागि अहिले एनडीआईले केही तालिमहरू दिएको छ, त्यो सब के अरे कुनै महिला सांसदलाई अरू सांसदलाई। तर मलाई के लाग्छ भनेपछि इन्डिजिनस ग्रुप र त्यो के अरे खास गरेर इमर्जिङ इन्डिजिनस ग्रुपहरू इमर्जिङ जसले हामीलाई पावर होल्डिङ के अरे कन्फ्लिक्ट अथवा आमबाट मात्रै हुन सक्छ भन्ने कुराहरू आछ, त्यसलाई ठिक गर्नको लागि पनि इन्टरनेसनल कम्युनिटीको अलि बढी सहयोग चाहिन्छ। त्यसको सँगसँगै तपाईले डेमोक्रेट प्रोसेसमा को लागि युथहरूले धेरै कुराहरू गर्न सक्छन्, तर उनीहरूलाई अपर्च्युनिटी चाहिन्छ। किनभने केही दिन हामीले एउटा इक्जाम्पल के भनेपछि उनीहरूलाई $100 दियो भने पनि रोड बनाउन सकिन्छ उनीहरूलाई। तर त्यसको सँगसँगै उनीहरूलाई चाहिँ नेपालमा 77% युथहरू चाहिँ गाउँमा बस्छन् र त्यो गाउँको युथहरूलाई एड्रेस नगरेसम्म कन्फ्लिक्ट चाहिँ हुन्न भन्ने के अरे मुख्य अहिले टार्गेट गरेर पनि युथहरूलाई अगाडि सार्नुपर्छ भन्ने हामीलाई लागेको हो। र यसमा चाहिँ हामी सँगसँगै कसरी गर्न सक्छौँ, इन्टरनेसनल कम्युनिटीले कस्तो रोल बढी युथहरूलाई मोबिलाइजेसन गर्नको लागि, महिलाहरूको सहयोग गर्नको लागि इन्टरनेसनल कम्युनिटीको चाहिँ सहयोग चाहिन्छ।
The another area is the indigenous population and their participation in the political process. And what has happened in Nepal is that there has been a culture that has developed, that is, if you take up arms, then you can get your demands made. So that kind of example has been already established, and then there are a lot of people who are taking that seriously. So the role of the international community would be to help Nepal and then the organizations that are working in that area to sort of address that issue and then engage the public, engage the youth who have thought that if you want to get something done, you have to take the violence means. So there are 76% of youth of Nepal actually live in rural areas. And then if we don't address their issues, it will be very difficult to address that problem of violence and then, political unrest and so forth. So we have to seriously consider. So with that, what would we like to know, ask international community is to, help us, to operate a program so that the youth engagement can happen and then it can produce results.
लास्ट मेरो भनाइ चाहिँ खास गरेर त्यो के अरे विकास र राजनीतिलाई चाहिँ सँगै लग्न सकेन भनेपछि तपाईले त्यसले फ्रस्ट्रेसन जन्माउँछ। त्यो फ्रस्ट्रेसनले नै तपाईको कन्फ्लिक्ट आउँछ भन्ने लागेको हुनाले त विकास र राजनीतिलाई चाहिँ सँगै लग्नुपर्छ भन्दै म यो कुरा यही टुङ्ग्याउँछु।
And then lastly, I think that the politics and the development must go hand in hand together. If it doesn't, then it will create a lot of frustration among people, and then the frustration will lead to conflict. So we need to have these issues addressed simultaneously. Thank you very much. So now we are going to open up her question. Before that happens, there are a lot of issues emerged here in terms of politics. One of the questions that I would like to put, and then I will open it for a question, is that the Maoists have now joined the government. They are coming, in the mainstream politics, and then now we know that that's the reality now. So instead of going back and talking about the history of why certain parties lost election and so forth, what would be the role of Nepali Congress in helping to transform Maoist to be a democratic party, and then what has a Nepali Congress actually thought about that? Basically helping them to transfer to be a political party that actually respects democracy, human rights, free media, and so forth. So what kind of role do you think you would be playing?
I think you raise an important point, but I'll say this. Actually, in the past also, Nepali Congress government was very liberal in its approach. Because of that, there are a lot of people who is criticizing Congress for taking very lenient approach towards Maoist. So that is one thing we did, thinking that they will transform themselves, respect human rights, respect individual freedom, and respect this democratic values. So in the coming days, we are going to do that. But if they take it as for example, we can take it for granted, So if they take it as if we are speaking because of our weaknesses, because we can't do anything about it, then it will send wrong signal. What happened in the past, we didn't insist on, fulfilling the agreement. They thought that because we are powerful, so they don't have power to insist on, fulfilling those promises. So if wrong messages goes, then you will not achieve anything. But I said before, I will say again, that if they respect this human right, democratic values, we have no problem if they remain in the power. If they win election through normal process, if everybody is allowed to express their feeling without any fear, we have no problem. But I think it is not only the responsibility of the Nepali Congress, other parties, and also international community should closely watch this. And if they respect the democratic values and individual freedom, then we have no problem. I think we are following a policy of a watch and see.
Thank you. Now, we are opening up for questions, and please be brief, and then you can either ask, your question to a specific panelist or to the group.
Just before I get there, just for the record, we did invite 3 of the other participants, part of the delegations who are Maoists, but the visa process didn't help in bringing them all here, just to make sure it's on the record.
I have an observation.
If you could wait for the mic for the webcast.
Yes, please.
The voice is loud enough.
My name is Dr. Poudel. I have an observation and a question. Observation is I am a born Nepali. I immigrated to this country 40 years ago. And I visit Nepal every 2-3 years. And one of the example of my visit, I have just given you my book. It records about my impression of South Asia. So my observation is that whatever you all said is wonderful. We are glad, I am personally glad to be briefed as you have candidly expressed your opinion. And these are existing problems, and the problem is everywhere in the world. There are problems in the United States of America also, okay? But what we need to do is wherever we are, if we have a handle on the problem, then we must try our best to contribute for the solution of the problem instead of going through the problem and problem. As an observer, I have found out so far Nepal has done wonderfully well, because Mr. Ramcharan Mahat himself admitted that Nepali Congress was lenient enough to go along with the processes that Maoists wanted to implement for their being one part of the family. That was good, it was done, okay? So it has been accomplished. And when I was in Nepal, I had 2.5 hour discussion with Baburam Bhattarai, and this was in 2006. And at that meeting, I came out with the impression that they were serious for getting things done, which has the result has shown. Now, as far as the election results are concerned, I am not going to buy your interpretation that it has been simply because of a fear complex. There was a situation where it was necessary, and it is good that the Nepali Congress agenda didn't go through because the Maoists got the majority, but Nepali Congress got what they wanted. They had their president and vice president candidate elected. Maoist candidate did not get elected, right? So there seems to be a good democratic process working right now. So I would request all of you to try your best to help from wherever you are, whatever position you are, so that you integrate your energy for the solution of the problem rather than by sitting outside and criticizing this doesn't happen, this is a problem. There is a problem everywhere in the world. Even in the United States, I have lived here 40 years. There are problems here, okay? So now, the question I want to ask is, what is a single point solution from where you are, you think that all the problems you have shown to us, you think should be solved? One answer you just give me. From the Dalit side, from Congress, from Tarai, hum Maithili bajai chhi. From the Tarai.
Thank you for the question.
Okay, so that is my question.
Thank you.
Thank you. We'll go to another question, and we'll make sure we'll try to get there. There's one more question here, and then we'll go back there.
Colonel Datta, Foreign Policy Association. I partially agree with Mr. Poodle. He is being too optimistic, especially in view of the speakers like Mr. Sharan Mahat and Dilip Bahadur. They had really voiced the fear what will happen when the Maoists are in majority. Whatever they would like to have achieved through bullet, they are now going to achieve through ballot. There would be, I envisage, terrific problems in making a constitution if that is the diverse aims. And also, what happens to the Royal Standing Army? Would they be on side of, if this particular complication does arise, which side are they on? And especially with the quest of the communists, that the Maoists, they want to regularize their old rebel army, which I have, since I have served in Nepal, I know exactly what the mentality would be. So what would be the answer? And what the international community is supposed to do under these conflicting circumstances?
Let me first get to those two questions first, because they are rather challenging to be addressed in 5 minutes or so, but I'd like to make sure that they do attempt to provide some clarification on this.
Yeah, to Mr. Powell's question and comment, I'm not saying that fear was the only factor, but that was the major factor. Regarding what is the solution, the one line you want me to say, respect democratic values. That is what we are saying. We are not saying that, okay, we want to dislodge you for nothing. Let them remain in the power. Let them be a partner in constitution making process. We have no problem. But they have to return the properties of the people. That is respect to private property. They should disband this paramilitary forces which is YCL, which is creating havoc in the rural area without paying money. No economic transaction takes place. So that is not about my party. It is about people's life I'm talking about. So if they do that, we have no problem. We are ready to even cooperate, support the government. But they should not politicize the state machinery. They should respect the rule of the law. That is what I want to say about this. About the second thing that you raised about what international community should do or what army. It is not Royal Army anymore. It's Nepal Army. They respected the transition. We abolished monarchy. They respected that, and I think I commend their role in this whole transition process. I think they will also respect in the future whatever is done, legally, constitutionally. They will respect that. I believe in that. But Maoist has agenda to, politicize that. If they do, we'll oppose that. About the international community, that is what they should do. They should watch and see if they try to, disrespect this rule of law and constitution, and if they try to politicize the whole state structure, they should oppose. That is what I would like to say.
Should they intervene?
No, I don't want to go that far. If that kind of situation arises, we'll discuss at that time.
Okay, make sure Delhi and
Kiran.
So let's go up to the next question. Yes, back there.
My name is Radha Thapa, and I'm with Search for Common Ground. I have two very short questions. First is for Pawandai with the Youth Action Net. I think Chowdhury, you mentioned that a lot of the political parties after YC have also formed their own youth faction that have resorted to violence. And I was wondering if you could address whether the youth associations in Nepal, ION, Youth Initiative, and so on, whether they comprise mainly of citizens, so people that are not aligned to political parties, or do you also make an attempt to include political parties' youth members, and why or why not? My second question is for the panel. It's really simple. A lot of countries have gone through conflict, and after conflict have resorted to kind of reconcile with their past and with the crimes that have been committed. Nepal, there's been a lot of crimes committed by the Maoists, by the army, and by local citizens as well. Villages have been raped. There's an entire village of children that are born because the women have been raped there. Other crimes like lootings, and so on. And in the case of Nepal, we hear a lot about development. We hear about peace compromise, peace agreement, peace accord, and how we're going to develop, how we're going to build our nation. But I don't see a lot on reconciliation. And I wanted to ask you if you think this is something that's not a priority for this year, maybe for 5 years from now, we'll go back, turn around at the war and see what was done wrong and try to reconcile with that? Or do you think Nepal should focus primarily on development, just look towards, you mentioned education in the Tarai region, look towards education, look towards healthcare, basic necessities. So reconciliation, should we look at it at the moment? Is it not a concern for us, or is it something to be looked into the future? Thank you.
Maybe Pawan first, and then we can move on. So we have a mic up here.
Question चाहिँ राजनीतिक पार्टीहरूको जुन युथ इन्गेज गरिरहेछन् नि, तपाईहरुको जो युथ एक्सन नेपालले राजनीतिक पार्टी इतरका मान्छेहरूलाई हैन इन्गेज गरिरहेछ है, कसरी गरिरहेछ, सिटिजनहरुको इन्भल्भमेन्ट हो कि अब पार्टी राजनीतिक पार्टीका युथहरूलाई कसरी एड्रेस गर्नुभएको छ, सिटिजनहरूलाई कसरी एड्रेस गर्नुभएको छ।
Miss your name?
Shraddha.
Shraddha. Okay. Thank you for the question, Shraddha. As far as youth is concerned, most of the youth organization, which is a non-partisan based youth organization, they have involved several youths, the urban youths and the rural youths, in their advocacy process. And if you see the work of Youth Action Nepal, or let's say ION or Youth Initiative or other youth organizations, they have almost they have involved like most of the young people who belongs to several political parties. Nevertheless, they always say that we don't represent, in some kind of conversation or discussion or training programs, which basically focus on making themselves aware on political situation, or making them aware on to respect the rule of law, or making them more democratic. They keep themselves open to say that I belong to this party. So it means like they are also respecting themselves and feel free to converse their ideas. But in most of the cases, when we are in the community with the young people, they say that this is not the problem of the young people only. This is also the problem of the young people who does not belong to any parties, but still respect the democracy. So it means like they want themselves to be out from the so-called mercenary. In most of the cases, and very often, people think that the young people are a mercenary of the state. And even like if you look and if you see the role of several other political parties, most of the political parties, they involve young people, and they mobilize young people in most of the movements, and even in riots, and even in vandalizing, some kind of strikes and everything. So if you look to that situation, most of the young people, which is mobilized by the political parties, seems like they are very often more grabbed by the political ideology. But if you see, if you go to the other side of the coin, you see like most of the young people who has been also keeping their step in political ideology, but also working, on the betterment of the young people as a non-partisan youth organization like Youth Action Nepal or other youth institutions. So it is you can see like it is a combination of the political young people and the non-political young people in a same table to discuss on the political issues. So this is how you gain and you share your experience while working with the political parties or political like wing, and with the even like I also oppose some political young leaders not being able to address some political issues to their political parties, and even I also belong to some political parties, might be, though I am advocating for the young people. So it is a combination of both kind of thing while you work through the activism, So this is how I answered to your question.
Thank you.
I think you have to divide for the two kind of youth. One kind of youth who is the educated, they live for the town area, they have access to talk with the political party, they belong to political party. But the other kind of youth, they live for the rural area, they don't have access to talk to political party and the top leaders. So that is the one big problem. And if you look in the village level youth, when in the rural area, they have in the more than 75% youth. They are not cross the SLC. They only, SLC means the minimum 10 grade. So that is the big frustration that come up. They have only two choices. One choice, they have to go to Gulf country, cross the borders. Otherwise, they have to, very frustrated, take gun and blaming each other. So that is the one big problem in Nepal for the youth. So that is, we are talking for the international committee, what kind of, mainly we need to focus more or less, definitely we need to focus for the urban area youth and the educated youth also. We are working also, with for common ground, I have very good friends, but lot of programs these days, we are talking conflict mediation, means in the radio program, talking for other program, but basic how to do in the skill development, and this kind of program I think we are needed, mostly for the two kind of program. One is the base for the agriculture base, other kind of for the employment base. So mostly now is these days international committee, they are focusing for the advocacy programs, radio program, media program, talk for the political party. But that is one kind of, that is good, but not the solution of.
Can we take a minute to address the second part of that question, where the country should be facing?
युथको कुरामै म अलिकति भन्न चाहन्छु। कस्तो छ भने बहिनीले अघि क्वेसन गर्नुभएको थियो नि, अनि युथको कस्तो छ भने सबै पार्टीको आफ्नो युथ एउटा अर्गनाइजेसन छ होइन, तर अहिले कस्तो देख्नमा आएको छ भने हालसालै मतलब माओवादी जब यो हाइलाइटमा आछ, उसले एउटा जुन वाइसिएलको जुन एउटा वाइसिएल गठन गरेर जुन ल्यायो, त्यो उनीहरूले के गर्यो भने युथ त नेपाली कांग्रेसको पनि छ होइन, तरुण दल भन्ने छ, अनि अर्को नेभी सङ्घ छ होइन जुन कलेजहरूमा छ, र तरुण दल चाहिँ एउटा एकदमै पार्टीको एउटा सशक्त सङ्गठन नै हो। र योभन्दा अगाडि कहिले पनि हामीले तरुण दलको बारेमा सुन्नमा आएको थिएन कि उसले पैसा जबरजस्ती गरेर लुटेर अनि के अरे त्यसरी सर्भाइभ गरिरहेछ, ऊ कसैलाई भन्यो होला, रिक्वेस्ट गरेर लियो होला, तर जबरजस्ती गएर म कम्प्लिट गर्छु अनि त्यो त्यस्तो तरुण दलले कहिले गरेछ। तर वाइसिएलले अहिले के गरेछ भने जबरजस्ती पैसा उठाउने, त्यस्तो गरेर माओवादीले एउटा संगठन खडा गरेछ र जबरजस्ती पैसा, त्यसकै देखाछि कि अहिले युएमएलले गरिरहेछ, युथ फोर्स भन्ने गठन गरेछ, र यो अहिले युथहरूलाई मलाई लाग्छ त्यस्तो गठन गरिदिएर अब के अरे सजिलोसँग पैसा उठाएर खान पाइरहेछ, किन उसले मेहनत गर्ने, त्यस्तो एउटा कन्सेप्ट युथहरूमा आइरहेछ के। धेरै जसो पढ्या लेख्या छैनन् होइन, जो एकदम राम्रो पढ्न छ ऊ मात्रै या त देशमा पनि पढ्छ या बाहिर जान्छ, जो अलिअलि यताउति अलिअलि पढ्ने खालका छ तिनीहरू बाहिर पनि जान सक्दैनन्, देशमा पनि त्यस्तो अपर्च्युनिटीहरू छैन, त्यसले गर्दाखेरि त्यो युथहरू चाहिँ त्यसमा पैसाको लोभले गर्दाखेरि र एउटा एक किसिमको पावर उनीहरूले गरिरहेछ, त्यसले गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ त्यसमा बढी इन्भल्भ भइरहेछ, र त्यसलाई लाग्छ मलाई देशभित्रैबाट पनि र इन्टरनेसनल कम्युनिटीले पनि त्यो युथहरूलाई चाहिँ इमिडिएटली त्यस्तो कुराहरूलाई चाहिँ एकदमै डिस्करेज गर्नुपर्छ, र मलाई लाग्छ त्यो वाइसिएल विघटन गर्नुपर्छ र युथ फोर्सलाई विघटन गर्नुपर्छ। अहिले हाम्रो काङ्ग्रेसले पनि अब यिनीहरूसँग सामना गर्नलाई के गर्ने भन्ने सोच बनाउँदैछ।
We have to make sure it's hard for him to make all the points that you're making, so
basically what she's saying is, I mean, I'm going to try to translate everything. All political parties have with youth wings, and that's the reality of Nepal. However, the political party Maoist, Communist Party of Nepal, Maoist, which has the Young Communist League, what they are doing is doing extortions and taking money forcefully from people and so forth. So what other political parties use, and then the youth in general are learning, is that okay, so maybe that's the way to go. So there has been a creation of a new culture of sort of forcing people to give money and then fulfill your demand. And because of that reason, the YCL needs to be dissolved, and then UML, United Marxist Leninist, another big party of Nepal, it has youth force, it needs to be dissolved, and for that political parties as well as the international community needs to seriously think about and put pressure. So that was it.
Yeah, about your question regarding reconciliation and development, I think reconciliation is important. I think the whole peace process is a part of the reconciliation process. Otherwise, in the past they were killing us, but still, we come together and we forget about that. let us forget the past, let us move ahead. That is what we are doing. As far as reconciliation at the local level is concerned, that is missing. We have reconciliation at the top, leaders sitting together and discussing things, and because of that there are a lot of understanding as well. But at the local level, that link is not that strong as at the top. For that, I think the Peace Ministry initiated a process of creating local peace committee. In several districts, you have local peace committee where you have representation from political parties, civil society, women, everybody. But again, in the past, there was a hitch from the Maoist side that they don't wanted to participate it. But I hope, since they are in the power, they like to participate in that process. So if we have this strong local peace committee throughout the country, they will play a very positive role in creating harmony and reconciliation at the local level, which is most important thing. About the development, of course, it is very important issue, and without development, we cannot fulfill all the dreams and expectation of the people. We have this expectation revolution, which is, I think, must. That is why, despite 6% growth rate post 1990, despite that, you have insurgency, because after this years of autocracy, people were able to express themselves, and suddenly they feel that it's no longer a fate. They were believing in the fatalism, fate. So suddenly they feel that now we have right to have a better life, education, health, and you don't have resources to address all those needs in a small period of time. That is why we have all kind of frustration, and which also led to the violent insurgency. So I think, but the development and this democratic process should go together, which is very. It is not an easy task, and it is not easy to fulfill all those rising expectations. But if all the parties work together to manage those expectations, not competing with each other to outdo each other to promise to the people, that only lead to further frustration. So I think that is the kind of challenge we are facing.
Thank you. Any last questions?
उसको तराईको कुरामा पौडेलजी त जानु
So
there's one question there.
Okay, with one question, go ahead. I'll take one or two more, and then we have to wrap up also. So, and there'll be enough time for you to interact with everyone and ask personal questions as well with them.
I would like to address Mrs. Kiran Yadav.
State your name also, please.
My name is Maria Neuhaus. I'm from Germany.
Can you speak up?
I'm from Germany. My name is Maria Neuhaus. And I would like to address Mrs. Kiran Yadav. तर म अङ्ग्रेजी बोल्छु मेरो नेपाली त्यति राम्रो छैन. I would like to know what kind of laws and measurements you are thinking of if you want to improve the situation of the Madhesi women and the Nepali women in general.
कस्तो कानुन र मापदण्ड
के भन्नु
कस्तो कानुन र मापदण्ड
क्वेसनको लागि धन्यवाद. मैले धेरै कुरा भन्न सकेको थिइनँ. तपाईँ नेपाली पनि बुझ्नुहुन्छ अलिअलि अनि मैले धेरै कुरा भन्न सकेको थिइनँ टाइम लिमिटले गर्दाखेरि. म खास मधेसी महिलाहरूको कुरा गर्दाखेरि मधेसीहरूको लागि गर्दाखेरि जुन मुभमेन्ट भएको थियो मधेसमा त्यो अब मेरो पार्टीले नगरे पनि तर एउटा मुभमेन्ट त भएको थियो त्यहाँ हैन. त्यो चाहिँ इक्वल अपर्च्युनिटीको लागि भएको थियो हैन. त्यसैले गर्दाखेरि मलाई लाग्छ त्यो मधेसीहरूले इक्वल अपर्च्युनिटी पाएका थिएनन्. यो सबैलाई थाहा भएको कुरा हो र उनीहरूले आफ्नो पनि हरेक कुरामा पार्टिसिपेसन हुनुपर्छ भनेर मधेसीहरूले आफ्नो कुरा राखेका थिए. त्यसैको आधारमा लाग्छ धेरै कुराहरू अहिले प्रोसेसमा छ भइरहेछ र अरू धेरै हुन बाँकी छ. जस्तो कि एउटा नेपाली आर्मीमा मधेसीहरूको इन्ट्री छैन अहिले थिएन अब चाहिँ हुँदैछ बिस्तारै हैन. पहिला थिएन त्यो प्रोसेसमा छ हैन अब हुँदैछ.
Can we do room for translating so he can
So basically the movement that happened in the Madhesh Tarai region was for equal opportunity regions, that people wanted to be represented, that people wanted to have their voices heard, that they wanted to reach at the same level that other communities were able to. So the movement was driven by the desire for equal opportunity.
होइन त्यसमा अलिकति र जहाँसम्म कानुनको कुरा छ, एउटा नेपालीको लागि जे कानुन बन्छ, मधेसीहरू पनि नेपाली नै हो, नेपालीको लागि पनि त्यही हुनुपर्छ। र अहिले केही समयको लागि अलिकति मात्रै मधेसी होइन, जति पनि जस्तो कि कर्णालीको कुरा छ, कर्णालीको महिलाहरूको लागि, विशेष गरेर महिलाहरूको लागि हुनसक्छ एउटा स्पेसल एउटा कोटा सिस्टम गरेर, या मधेसी वुमेनको लागि, या कर्णालीको वुमेनको लागि, या पिछडेको लागि, या दलितको लागि एउटा स्पेसल कोटा अन्तर्गत अगाडि केही उहरू राख्नुपर्छ र केही समयको लागि, त्यसपछि सबको लागि बराबर हुन्छ कानुन र स्पेसल केही व्यवस्था गर्नु पर्दैन जस्तो लाग्छ। र अब यो मैले अघि आर्मीको कुरा गर्दै थिएँ होइन, अब मधेसीहरूले आफ्नो सहभागिता आर्मीमा अब अहिले 90,000 मा के अरे आर्मीमा कति छ 800 हजुर 1000 मात्रै छ मधेसीहरू। यो चाहिँ एकदमै अनइक्वल छ, यो कुनै पनि तरिकाले मतलब सही होइन। त्यही भएर यस्तै यस्तै कुराहरू अरू पनि ठाउँहरूमा छ, पब्लिक सर्भिसमा छ, पब्लिक सर्भिसमा पनि एकदम कम छ।
Okay, let's translate again.
The specific provisions would be certain quota for the women and then minorities for a particular period of time until they come to the equal footing, and then there should be whatever laws and regulations and policies are developed and created should address everyone's needs, not only the people of Tarai or Pahad or Madhes, but there is a point where certain things need to happen to give little bit more advantage so that they can come to the equal footing. So we'll think about that. So that's the kind of laws and regulations that could be created. And then she also talked about the army in the representation of a Madhesi community in the Nepal army. Out of 90,000, at the moment there are only 8,000 people of Madhes community represented. 1,000 Madhesis represented in the army. So that does not seem to be very equal.
I'd like to wrap up because of interest of time, and I welcome you all to talk with them individually and clarify questions you might have as well. So again, I want to thank you all for being here, and the Woodrow Wilson Center for hosting us, and I welcome your questions individually as well. Thank you.